Ladies and gentlemen, this morning is all about all hands on deck. All hands on deck to help Jackson Public Schools. And that's why you're involved in Partners in Education. But I think now, more than any time, it's really time for us to live into the work we have ahead of us to help. So in that spirit, we're going to celebrate today. We're going to get some work done today so we can make sure that we live into that challenge of all hands on deck, because the kids that are in this audience and these beautiful young men and women that are serving us today, all from the Career Development Center, these are high school kids that are here this morning showing their culinary prowess, serving coffee and breakfast. This is what it's all about, and this is why we're here. So I'm Jeff Good. I'm a restaurateur here in Jackson, Bravo Broad Street Salamuki's Restaurants. The name of our company is Mangia Bene, Restaurant Management Company. Mangia Bene is Italian for eat well. If I may, I want to start out by introducing the Provine High School Junior ROTC, and we're going to have the presentation of colors. Please remain standing because we have this lovely young lady, Jaden Anthony. She's an 8th grader at Northwest IB program in the middle school.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to introduce Reverend Charles Pepper, the youth pastor of New Hope Baptist Church, to come and bring an invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come right now thanking you for this opportunity to gather here this morning and to recognize those and to give thanks to those whose kindness and generosity to the Jackson Public School District has helped to make a difference in our communities and a difference in the lives of our children, Father. We thank you for their benevolence, Father, of every organization and every individual who have given of their resources to support this community and school district. Amen, amen, thank God, and amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that the young men and women serving you today are in the Culinary Arts program at the Career Development Center that is over by Provine and Hardy. If you haven't had a chance to see that program, if you're a partner in education, that's where some vocational training has been going on even before the alignment program started. It's a great facility with a lot of different programs going on, a lot of proud kids.
I have a 14-year-old son who is in school at Northwest World IB Middle School. My son had a revelation a few months ago. It was right around the time where the scores for the schools were coming out. They were talking about the level of the school district and the schools, and my son said, my friends aren't F students. I said, well, they're not saying that your friends are F students. He says, well, yes, they are. They're trying to say that my friends are F students. He said, my friends aren't F students. He said, I'm simply saying that people are always sleeping on JPS. So for those of you who don't know what sleeping on means, it simply means you are underestimating the power that's in this room. And I want you to understand that there's power in this partnership, and if a 13-year-old boy at that time can realize that there is power in the partnership and power in Jackson Public Schools, the adults in the room, I believe that you believe that same thing. So today I simply wanted to come and encourage you to not only be the kinds of partners who show up, but to be the kinds of partners who show up to make an impact. There's no way in the world that this city is able to see poverty go down and unemployment go down unless things are happening in your schools. And both of those are happening in Jackson. So thank you so much for what you do. Dr. Murray, we're going to continue to support you, support this vision, and support a great school district.
My name is Al Rojas. I am the general manager here at the Jackson Convention Complex. We thank you for the privilege and honor to serve you here today. In business, we take care of commerce, but we need to take care of each other at the end of the day. In working with the community and what JPS is that opportunity. And today, we have a great partnership because, as Mr. Jeff said, there are 10 students here from the academy working here today who are learning and finding out what path they want to be on. They see people who are experienced, who are educated, and are willing to teach. The culinary staff here at the complex, next to none. And when you have people who can teach that to young folks so they can decide that I want to pursue a career in the culinary arts because it helps me create, it helps me serve, and it helps me as a person. So that is why when Ms. Thea said, do you want a partner? I said, when? And how many times after this can we do it again? Because that's what's important. This place has the ability to do things simultaneously, and large events, small events, because it all is important to be able to showcase the complex and the city to those of the citizens and those that are outside visitors to Jackson. Because that is our challenge here at the complex, is to make sure that we invite people who live here and work here, and for those who travel afar. Giving back to the community is probably the most important thing we can do. We look for opportunities to partner. We look at opportunities so we can share what's going on. So what we do, we take customer service very seriously. Every person is important. Everybody here in the complex understands how important it is when you walk in this front door, and how important it is for you to have a good experience and good service. The working with the school district here is making me a better person, making the staff a better group of people to know that we have the opportunity to influence and maybe make a difference in somebody's life.
I'm here representing Jackson Public School Board of Trustees. My name is Camille Stutz-Sims. I serve as secretary. We have a major task to do here in the city of Jackson. We know that the public schools and our children, our community, really sets upon our future of our children. For Christmas, I got this tracking system. It's called a Fitbit. It shows me my steps, gives me my heart rate, if I need to stand up, if I need to move around, and every step counts. And the tracking system was to let me know how I was doing in my day. Right now, JPS is being tracked. Guess what? We are raising our standards because every step, every child, every administrator, every stakeholder is important. Every one of you all are important. I'm a sports enthusiast, and they have a particular section in every stadium, the cheering section. They offer intense cheering. They offer enthusiasm. And most times, they bought season tickets. They bought season tickets because they are stakeholders. And that's what our partners are. They're stakeholders. Not only do they buy season tickets, they get to the games ahead of time to encourage the other people that are coming to the game. We're here. And you may not see us on the field, but we're behind you. They buy team attire. So we want to encourage our partners to keep your uniform on. Leadership or players may change on the team, but in that 13th section or in that 6th section, guess what? They're invested for the long term. They buy season tickets, and sometimes if they have a winning team, they may buy tickets blocks. So that gives that long-term investment. So I would like to encourage our students, our parents, our stakeholders, our partners to invest in us long-term and give that investment into a local school, into a local classroom. There's so much to do, and we can do it. We can do it, and I thank you so much for what you have already done.
I will still stand by the African proverb that until the lion tells his story, the tale will always glorify the hunter.
At Baker Elementary, we are a school.
I am a product of Jackson Public Schools. I graduated from Provine High School. I am invested in JPS. I've been in JPS not only as an elementary school teacher, worked with curriculum and instruction, and now principal. People have assumed that Baker has just aimlessly gotten to an A. And it didn't happen overnight. It took teamwork to do the job that we have done at Baker. It also took retaining teachers, providing them with the support and professional development that they needed to give scholars the learning process in order for them to grow and achieve growth and proficiency. With that being said, in 1 year, we actually grew to become a successful school with a rating of a C. So we have maintained a CB status, and now we are an A rating school. I'm very grateful. It took a lot of hard work to get where we are, and I know it's going to take a lot of hard work to sustain.
It's a pleasure to be here to represent the Partners in Education Advisory Board as well as the Greater Jackson Chamber Partnership. We're here to celebrate and recognize the businesses, civic organizations, government agencies, faith groups, and individuals who care about our young people and are dedicated to the quality of their education. From a chamber perspective, educational attainment determines the quality of our workforce as well as the availability of our skilled workers. Access to an educated and trained workforce is increasingly one of the most important considerations by firms when they want to locate in a community, in our community or any other community for that matter. The companies we want and need to recruit today don't just glimpse at the workforce, they want to see the full pipeline. They want to understand the characteristics of the students. They want to know who are graduating now and who are going to graduate in the future. They want to see the graduation rates. They also want to see the demographics of Generation Z, because these companies, they understand that their success, their return on their investment in our local market depends on the type of employees that will be available to them in the next 10, 20, and 30 years. They look to see who's going to college and who's going directly to the workforce. What career tech programs are available in the high schools? They also look at attendance rate. JPS provides a large pool of workers for the Greater Jackson community. So it is necessary and vital that we as a community, our businesses, our organizations, we invest our resources in the district. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support, for your dedication to Jackson Public Schools.
Now look away into heaven, Lord, because I didn't want to join the band. Now look away into heaven. Now look away into heaven. Now look away into heaven, Lord, because I didn't want to join the band. One of these mornings, bright and fair, I'm gonna...
Whether it's Generation X, Y, or Z, you know, gentlemen, you come and go in a few years in high school, but there's one thing that's consistent, that's Miss Moody, and you do an extraordinary job with these kids. Way to go.
I'm Nikki Minotti. I'm the principal at SPAN, and as everyone knows, we are one of the schools that the state has labeled an F. We are not. We don't believe it. No one believes it, and it won't happen again. And the way that our partners are helping us come out of that is that one thing that's happening is we're adopted by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. We also are adopted by Northminster Baptist Church, Bellwether Methodist, and Grace City Church. We've asked them to do a lot of praying. They start with me and just work their way around. But one of the things that they've done is they're all given their time to come and tutor individual students at our school. And that is a big effort. And what we've done is asked them to come in and tutor our fourth graders because we need to hit that growth margin. And so I'm very thankful for that. SPAN has been awarded what they call the Comcast Cares Grant. So we will be partnering with Comcast. So on April the 22nd, at SPAN Elementary School, we need every volunteer that we can get because they're going to come paint the school, they're going to put mulch down, they're going to clean up the building, but for every volunteer that comes to SPAN and signs in, we get paid. So we're looking probably at about $10,000, so we really need you there. We thank Comcast for taking the time to help us out.
When I was a principal in this district, for many years I attended these lunches, whatever we had that specific year, and it was always a highlight because to look out like today among this audience and see the people that are here from all walks of life across this city focused on JPS, on outcomes, positive outcomes for our students, It's just a great thing to see. We could not do this work without you all. It's just that simple. We could not do the work that we have to do. The lift that we have now could not be accomplished without the partnerships. It's critical to what we have to do. You know, I started in this position on November 17th. We were looking at what we have accomplished and what we have to accomplish. And so I noticed that a common theme was I had talked with hundreds and hundreds of people in this city that are partners that wanted to kind of see JPS do well. And the theme was not people challenging the work. The theme was not people being critical. The theme was, what can we do to help? And so for me, that sent a message. This community is poised to join hands with us and not lay blame, but to say, we're in this with you, and now's the time when things are tough. It's the time when we work together and we show the resilience of our city. About 3 years ago, the mayor talked about leveraging collective impact. Leveraging collective impact. To get things done, it takes everyone working together with a singular focus. What I'm encouraging partners to do moving forward, and I know we've started to do a lot of that. I've seen some recent partnerships make a shift to where we're focused on student achievement. The work that we have to do is about student achievement. The work that we do in schools is focused on student achievement. There are different ways to get at that, but I encourage you to have that conversation with your school partners, to talk to them about outcomes, to hold them accountable. We've been doing this at School A for 20 years, but what are the outcomes? If we're not getting the kinds of outcomes that we need, then it's time to do something different. We need to talk about that. We're not asking our partners to be teachers. We're not asking them to be rocket scientists and tell us how, but we are asking them to hold us accountable for making sure that what we're doing is aligned to the work. If you have an after-school program that you're funding, ask the questions. Don't simply turn the money over and allow the schools to go about their way. Hold them accountable for that work. If you're providing PBIS funding, then make sure that those PBIS activities are happening and how that process is played out. We need you to hold us accountable for that work, and when we do that, we'll see the kinds of gains that we need to see. All hands on deck means when things are really tough, when you have a tough task, when things are really tough, we need everybody working together because we need to get things accomplished quickly. That's where we are in this district. We need all hands on deck. We need everybody focused on moving the district forward. We don't have much time, but we need everybody pitching in. And when we do that, we'll see the kind of results that we expect. So we appreciate you all this morning. We thank you for your time and your partnerships.
Dr. Murray is one of us. Let that sink in for a moment. He's been in our system. He's one of us. And Dr. Murray is family. Family takes care of family. And so it's time for our family to take care of Dr. Murray, to take care of our family, these young men, these young women that are here looking to us for leadership.
I'm Chinelo Evans, Chief Academic Officer for middle schools. I think that for middle school, I know for middle school, it takes a special calling to work there. And I just couldn't imagine working anywhere else. I absolutely love it. If ever you're having a down day or if you're ever bored, please stop by one because our students will find a way to bring you in and make you a part of the great things that go on there. The work that we do that really impacts the city of Jackson and our economy here, and thinking about the future for economic development, I believe that middle school has a significant place in that. We've got to find solutions. Everybody can number concerns, but how many of us are willing to roll up our sleeves and be a part of the solution, and everybody here is. One of the things that we've been doing is trying to really provide support for teachers and other educators as we move the middle to the top together. And I just want to thank Dr. Murray for allowing us to come up with one of those possible solutions. On Saturdays, we host what's called ESPN, educators sharing preparing and networking. And on Saturday mornings, including this Saturday morning, we meet with teachers and assistant principals and principals and anybody who wants to come and sharpen their craft. We study. We provide professional development and a network of support so that we can go back to the classroom and immediately implement. And if you've never done any brain research on middle-level education, you know that middle schoolers are quite unique. We really do take the village approach, and we need you in our schools. So if it weren't for educators who did something outside of the classroom, partnering with businesses, because they would go to screen printing businesses or barbershops. All of our students may not want to go to college, but we want them to have the tools to go, but also think about how you can own your own business. And the businesses open their arms to our scholars. So I just want to say thank you for every time you open your doors, allow us to do job shadowing, that you mentor, that you just give them an encouraging word. Don't forget to give that to the teachers and the principals too.
You know, I'm in the restaurant business, and I have 205 employees. This is the silent thing that a lot of people know. We talk about economic development and big jobs and stuff. You know, oftentimes it's just those of us that are like us that just have a couple businesses. We've been at it for a couple decades. And when you count up the bodies, there's a lot of folks that depend on me tomorrow, payday. But I have to be able to lead, guide, direct, and bring some structure. And one of the things I've found in our organization are that kids are dying for structure. And they want fairness, and they want to see things that work well, and they want to see that when something doesn't work well, that it's addressed. And I think these kids are looking at us to do that right now, because this is such a beautiful city, and there's so much to do here. And it starts with educating our kids. And that's the job of the JPS, and Dr. Murray just asked us to hold you accountable. Well, there's things that we can do besides the great work that we're about to give you an award to thank you for the engagement that you do. Some things that I've tried to do. I show up every year for the Lyman Jackson Career Fair, and I stand in a booth and we show kids how to roll dough or to make pizza or to make pasta or to ice a cookie, and we just talk about what's going on, and that's 9th grade. Job Shadow Day was just Groundhog Day. We had 8 different students in the 3 restaurants shadowing chefs and front house managers to get an experience in the business. Didn't cost me anything, took time and effort, and Dorothy will wear you out from the CDC to get that done. My friend Nick Wallace is every Monday in the middle school with Dr. Evans in one of the cafeterias creating food and menus for kids that's a little tastier and a little more fresh, but more so he's helping the cafeteria workers learn how to use new techniques, new seasoning, how to use a knife a different way. If you've never learned how a chef cuts an onion, it is the most amazing thing in the world. And that's the kind of work that Nick is able to do by giving his Monday up to engage and to make a difference. And that's the kind of stuff that is all hands on deck.
Because of you, the work that we do is deepened, is defined, is enhanced. And at the end of the day, the experiences that our scholars have are the better for it. So we thank all of you today. We thank you for your commitment and for riding the waves with us. Longevity requires staying through the good times and the challenges, the light and the dark. But as Jeff said, that's what family does. So when you all are in the community and someone says, did you hear JPS and say something negative? I want you to remember these fine gentlemen here. I don't see failure when I see these young men. I don't see failure when I see this gentleman. I don't see failure when I see this young lady. Jeff is a Jackson Public School graduate. So is Camille. So is the mayor. We are influencing our future, and we really need to remember that. We all have the capacity to influence our youth and the adults that they will become. So thank you all for the work that you all do. In a minute, you will have these wonderful awards, and that is in our partnership with the Trophy Shop in South Jackson. Please support them. Eliam's Art Concept in the Jackson Medical Mall. Please support them. They were partners and have done an amazing job. And I also want to recognize a trailblazer who has made things so wonderful that I was able to pick up this torch and run with it. Rebecca Starling is here. So I want you to stand. While I appreciate the partnership in everything you do, what I really need you to do is every time you hear someone say something about Jackson Public Schools, I want you to have a conversation with them. And I want you to ask them, did you see that personally? If you did, what are you doing about it? I was in the mall one day, and I've had my name tag on Jackson Public Schools. And a gentleman comes up and he says, do you work for Jackson Public Schools? I said, proudly. I also have a daughter in Jackson Public School who is classically trained as a pianist. She has been recognized nationally and has only been trained by Jackson Public School employees where there's personal lessons in the classroom. She also competed nationally at Emory University and made it to quarterfinals because of the preparation her teachers have given her. But I take it personally when people say negative things about JPS because I know better. So this young man says, you know what? I always see these guys walking around with baggy pants, and I'm just tired of it. I said, well, great. I want to introduce you to Dr. Willie Killings at Wingfield High School, who has an initiative called Baggy Pants to Bow Ties. He challenges young men to pull up their pants, to tighten them, and to wear a bow tie. It's in the FAME program, Fine Arts, Mechanical, and Engineering. As they achieve certain status, the color of their bow tie changes. When they get to a gold tie, we've partnered with Jackson Free Press, Donna Ladd, and they have a day at Capitol Towers every Friday. Those young men are learning podcasts, journalism. So I said, what high school would you like to go into to work with that? I'm busy. I said, then sit down and shut up. If you're not a part of the solution, shut up and sit down. We have work to do, and I thank you that I look out today and I see those of you who are working. But challenge it every time you hear the negative. Did you see that? What are you going to do about it? Did you hear that? So make sure that you push back at that. There's too much greatness in Jackson Public Schools for us not to tell it. And I want you to be our voice.
My name is Marquita Levine, and I am the Director of Academies for Jackson Public Schools. In the high school division, we're great. We're where the rubber meets the road. We want to send out employable employees to all the potential employers. We are proud to give you information about the academies of Jackson. In the high school division, we are employing that model to be college and career ready upon graduation. And what that means is we want our partners in business to become engaged in our educational process for our students. And we want to boast a great success story with the UMMC Hospital, Medical Center, and the School of Nursing. Dr. Rockhold and his team partner with us to provide some educational support for our teachers. All of the teachers of the health academies at our 7 high schools were privileged to have some intense training at UMMC. And then they were able to create lessons that they took back to their classrooms, that they shared with each other. They engaged their students with in each one of the health academies. In 3 of our high schools, we have trained certified community health advocates. Our students have gone through the training, and they're able to go into their communities and churches and provide information about health awareness, do screenings, blood pressures, diabetes tests, those sorts of things. Give information about where they can receive resources in their community. You should come over to our high schools and see our students on certain days. Health Science Academy students wear their scrubs. They look so professional, and they're proud of the education that they're getting in the health academies. And we want to say thank you. Those kinds of partnerships are invaluable, and we look forward to having all of you engage with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to honor our 5-year anniversary. This means that these organizations have been engaged in this program for 5 years. The Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Beta Alpha Chapter, helping Johnston Elementary. Magnolia Federal Credit Union, helping Kirksey, come on down. New Horizons Church, helping Lee, come on down. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Roma, the Omega Chapter with Oak Forest. Home Depot of North Jackson, helping put things together at Watkins.
Allstate Insurance, the Stephen James Agency with Whitney, Walgreens of Cherry Road with Whitney, the Salvation Army with North Jackson, and the Word of Life Church with Poindexter.
Ladies and gentlemen, Omega Psi Phi, Magnolia Federal Credit Union, New Horizons Church, the ladies at AKA, Home Depot, Allstate Insurance, Walgreens, Salvation Army, Word of Life Church. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our 5-year anniversary award winners. Our next set of award winners are those that have been in this program for 10 years.
Bank Plus, helping Jim Hill High School. Trinity Presbyterian Church Sons of the King with McLeod. Ferry Street Baptist Church with Rowan. And National Council of Negro Women with Watkins. If you're with Bank Plus, Trinity Pres, Ferry Street Baptist, or the National Council, please come to the front. Ladies and gentlemen, Bank Plus, Jim Hill, if you raise your hands. Trinity Presbyterian, Ferry Street Baptist Church, National Council of Negro Women. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our 10-year anniversary award winners. Ladies and gentlemen, our next category is an organization that's been with us for 20 years. That is the Sam's Club, Madison location, helping Northwest.
We appreciate your continued support. Sam's Club, Madison location. Our next award winner is for 30 years of participation in the P.I.E program, Partners in Education. Ladies and gentlemen, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company with Watkins. Southern Farm Bureau. Our last category, 35-year partner working with Partners in Education. 5 great organizations, starting with Atmos Energy with the Career Development Center, Entergy Incorporated with Wingfield High, Founder and Presbyterian Church with George Elementary, Merit Health with Peoples, and St. Dominic Hospital with Hardy Middle School. Atmos Energy, Entergy, Founder and Presbyterian, Merit Health, and St. Dominic Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, our 35-year Partner in Education Anniversary Award winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special award, the Allstate Awards, that we'd like to present. And to do that, we have the principal of the Stephen James Agency of Allstate Insurance. You keep us in good hands. Thank you so much, the principal of Stephen James Agency, Mr. Stephen James, to present the Allstate Award.
All right, today I have the task of introducing giving an award to the Allstate Award. This award goes to the outstanding partner that we look at as going above and beyond this year for going above and beyond for excellence and getting involved with JPS. This award goes to UMC, University of Medicine. And we have Ms. Tammy Dempsey that's here to accept the award, Ms. Janet Harris. She's the Associate Dean for Practice and Community Engagement, Director of the School of Nursing. The award reads, Stephen James Agency presents Outstanding Partnership Award to the University of Mississippi Medical Center in recognition and appreciation of their stellar support to Jackson Public Schools.
There's a quote that I have on the bottom of my email, and it says, public education is a good investment, and it's a value investment in our future workforce, in our community, and in the long-term sustainability of the local, regional, and national economies. Good economics can help make better schools, and we are all stakeholders in public education. We need you to be our voice in the community. Our children, and they are our children, deserve all of our support. That's what family does. And when there's a need, we rally around one another and figure out how to meet that need. But we also celebrate the victories, and trust me, they are victories every day. Our scholars are regularly acknowledged for excelling nationally, earning academic scholarships to various colleges, including Ivy League schools. Just look at our most recent test data that shows we are on the way up, but there is more to do.
We're going home. We're going to heaven. We're going to heaven. We're going home. We're going home to heaven, Lord, because we
Congratulations.